Bonjour, classe. Comment allez-vous? I have a few things to tell you from class yesterday. I know there was a lot of information and it feels pretty fast. So first of all, I'm going to push the test for chapter 1 back a week. So instead of doing it next week on Thursday, we'll do it the following week on Thursday. Let's see, I also would like to correct something. I mentioned in class that the way that your textbook is teaching to ask questions is not grammatically correct. It may be a common way of asking questions where, let's see, on page 18, if you can follow with me in your textbook, there's those boxes explaining how to ask about things in the classroom specifically, and their example, il y a un poster dans la salle de classe. But it's a question. Il y a un poster dans la salle de classe. So you see how I changed the intonation there? The correct way really is to put est-ce que before asking that question. So, est-ce qu'il y a un poster dans la salle de classe? So I'm going to show you. I just want you to, in your book, write it, est-ce que, before il y a, and then again on the bottom example, combien d'élèves il y a dans la classe? You're going to add the est-ce que. So, combien d'élèves est-ce qu'il y a dans la classe? I just want you to learn it correctly from the beginning. So here, I'm going to show you. I hope, can you see that? I don't have any idea. That's what you're going to write. So ESC hyphen CE and then QUE. In this case, there will be an apostrophe after the QU because the next part starts with a vowel. So est-ce qu'il instead of est-ce que il y a, est-ce qu'il y a. So there are going to be a few areas where that will need to be changed, and I'll let you know, hopefully, what those are. But if any time you see a question being asked, you first start with that est-ce que, and it can mean is there, it can mean, if you're est-ce qu'il y a, is there, are there, it can vary in its meaning a little bit with what question you're asking. Okay, next I'm going to just explain your homework a little bit for this week. Again, let's see, in the textbook I want you to do all the listening exercises. I will put the listening part on the YouTube site so that you can listen and then answer the questions in your textbook. So the first one is on page 19, number 26. And so then you just go through the text from there. So starting at page 19, all the way to page, let's see, where does it end? To page 27. And then I also want you to do in the textbook exercises 31, 32, 36, 39, 41, and 42. Let's see, on page 30, let's see, number 39, I want to explain a little bit. That's page 23. So if you can go to page 23 and look at that communication box, number 39, it's an interview that you can have with another student. Basically, it's a summer camp near Paris. They're looking for students who can work at the camp next summer. So they have an interview that they're preparing. They're going to ask questions like, what's your name? How is it spelled? How old are you? What's your email address? You can just ask, what is their address? Come up with questions that you're going to ask, and then have those prepared for class next week because we're going to do a partner exercise. So, have in your mind too, like ideas about how to answer these kinds of questions. But that's what I want you to do for number 39. Okay. Also, in your notebooks for vocabulary, I want you to write out your list of vocabulary words. And if you want you know, an organized list of those, go to page 35 in the textbook, and you'll see that the vocabulary, the first one and the second one, are both lined up nicely for you. So I would like you in your vocabulary notebook, so write out the French word, and then next to it write the English word, and then I'll show you a good way to learn, to test yourself on those vocabulary words. If you're having a hard time figuring out the masculine and feminine of the vocabulary that you're learning, one way that you can sort of get that in your head more is by making note cards. You know, you can get, let me see if I have an example. Here's a blue, you know, a blue recipe card and pink ones. And so on the blue ones, you're going to write the masculine nouns. So like un bureau, un CD, un élève, or une élève would be on the pink, because that's a feminine. Un garçon, all those words as you're going through, you could write a flashcard. So on one side, write the French, on the other side, write the English, but at least still remember that it's masculine. And if you have the pink cards as well, you can do that with the feminine also. It's just a good way to test yourself as well. So, and my phone is ringing, but let's see, vocabulary and grammar workbook. I would like you to do pages 7, 8, and 9. And then your activity workbook, page 5 and 6. And I don't want you to stress out too much about this homework. It is, you know, I will look at it and make sure it's complete and grade it. But it's more important that you're really absorbing the information and you know, practicing and listening to the things I post online. That's really important, that you listen a lot and keep listening and practicing your numbers, because those are the sounds. You pretty much cover all the sounds in French when you do the numbers 1 through 30. So if you can get those pronunciations really well, you're pretty much covered. You can pronounce anything in French. So that's it. And like I said, I might extend the homework if you have troubles completing it, or if you have questions, you know, bring those questions to class. And but I want you to be working on these things, and I'll write it down as well on Jupiter Ed so you can see it just written out what your homework is. So anyway, I hope that you are having a great day, and if you have any questions, again, please do get in touch with me through Jupiter Ed. Okay, au revoir, bonne journée.